This application problem is an example of using rational equations in the form of a proportion comparing two ratios. The rookie baseball player has hit 10 home runs in the first 15 games of this season. If they continue at this rate, how many home runs will they get by the end of the 90th game? Show the proportion and all the algebra. So we're going to start out with the first ratio they're given us. They've told us that there are 10 home runs out of 15 games. Now that is going to equal, well, we need to know how many out of 90 games. So if we continue with the same basic ratio, so the simple way to do this is do what's called a proportion, and to multiply this using cross products, which basically says I'm going to multiply the x times 15, which gives me 15x, and I'm going to cross the other side, which is going to give me 900. So, solving for x by dividing both sides by 15, I know that my answer is going to come out to be x equals 60. It's always important to label all of your answers in your application problems, so I've added the word home runs here because that's what it's referring to. Now, where does this cross multiplication come from? Well, let's demonstrate this using just the idea of least common denominator. So let's look at it in terms of the least common denominator. We have 15 and we have 90. So the least common denominator of this proportion is 90. So by multiplying this side by 90 over 1 and this side by 90 over 1, I now am multiplying by the least common denominator. So the 90 and 90 reduce, and I'm left with x. Over this side, well, I can reduce the 15 into 90, which will go 6 times, and 6 times 10 is 60. So we end up with the same answer. This proportion works well when you have an actual expression in either your numerator or denominator.